Hey, everybody, welcome to Midday Market Update. My name is Glenn Tompkins, Senior Instructor here at VectorVest. Glad to be here. Glad to have you all here. And as a matter of fact, if you can hear me loud and clear, please respond with VV Nation and let me know where you're tuning in from. I got my folks here both on YouTube and Facebook. I can see you on Facebook, see your chat on Facebook. Helen and Carol are on Facebook. Jay is on Facebook. Jay, stay on one place. Either stay on Facebook or stay on YouTube. Good gravy. It's hard enough to talk to you on one platform, but now to try to talk to you on two flat platforms, it's crazy. Stay on one or the other. All right. Again, let me know where you're tuning in from, whether you're on Facebook or you're on YouTube. Let me know where you're tuning in from. And I've got Roger here from Arizona, Rodney here from the biggest little city. Where's that? Drew says VV Nation. VV Nation from Israel. I love that I have Kobe and I have Eton here, both from Israel. That's awesome. Roger says Jay in stereo. Oh, Jay is getting me crazy. Eton and Kobe. I wonder if you guys know each other. You may not you may know each other. You may not even know it. Both of y'all on Israel. Not to say that Israel is small, because Israel is huge, but you never know. But two people here from Israel. Rodney is here from Nevada. My kid now is in Arizona, so he's doing well now. And Tabula says tuning in from the metaverse. The metaverse ain't real yet. It's still in the process of being made, right? I don't think it's out there just quite yet. It is time we meet, says Kobe to Eton. Look at that. Jazz is here from Vancouver. Eton says probably from the army. You know, that's one thing I do like about what Israel does that I think we need to do. I think that after you turn 18 years old, I think everybody should be in some kind of civil service, whether it's the military or the Red Cross, something that gets a lot of people out of the country to see what's going on across the world. I think that that's so important. I know Israel makes it so that once you turn 18 or so, you have to go into the military. I think it's great to be able to know that no matter what you do in life, you're able to defend your country. So I think that that's big. So that's my opinion. That's just my opinion. I am somebody who's already served in the military. So that's why I can say it that way. On Facebook, we have Hamid, the great state of Florida. There you go. I'm glad. All right. So with all of that, we do know that this week is Fed interest rate week, right? So they're going to raise the Fed rate. They're going to raise the interest rates again. So the market is probably going to be in a little bit of a lull until Wednesday. Patrick and I will be on live on our YouTube channel when the rate comes out, when the rate decision comes out. Let's do a little survey. Joey, I want you to put up a survey. What do you think the Fed rate is going to be on Wednesday? Will it be a half basis points or 3/4 basis points? All right. Joey's going to put that up. Let me know what you think in regards to that. I think it's probably going to be somewhere between a half point and 3/4. And I'm going to do a video tomorrow. I've come up with the title for my video tomorrow. It's going to be called Stagflation, Disinflation, Recession. Where are we? That's going to be tomorrow's 6 p.m. video. And it's going to be an education on all of those terms that are being put out there in the world for investors to give you guys a better education and better understanding of with what's going on in the market. Where do we stand? So, no, Kenneth, Joey's going to put up a survey or a thing. What you call that thing? A poll. No, don't type it in the room. Don't type it in the room. Joey's going to put up a poll so that you guys can vote there. You guys are going to vote there.
Half a point, 0.5 or 0.75?
Yeah, 0.5 or 0.75. Hey, Rodrigo. So the poll is going to be up. All you guys vote on the poll. Vote on the poll. Don't type it in the room. All right. So, and I think the video tomorrow is going to give more insight as to where the Fed is going to be. All right. So the poll now skewered. No, No, it's not skewered. You guys have your own opinion. You guys have your own opinion. Can you add to that poll, Joey, or no?
No,
Joey?
it's,
No,
no,
you
it's
can't. All right.
361.
All right, that's fine. I should have put 0.25. Jay is right. I should have put 0.25.
I was going to put more or less, but then I just went with what you said.
And we'll see. All right. So a lot to cover today. Again, the market's going through its little thing. As you look at what the market's doing today, how about our traffic light into the market? A mixture of both red and yellow. Let me see. 3, 5, 9. So we got 9 and 9. It's dead even in regards to the amount of blocks that are red and that are yellow. What does this mean? This means that right now the Bulls and the Bears are fighting it out. What do you do in your own personal portfolio? I think you sit tight, manage the trades that you have. You don't massive sell and you don't massive buy. Right now is a good time to sit still, let your portfolio do its thing. All right, before we start getting into any stories, one, if you're brand new to the channel, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, hit the bell icon so that you'll be alerted when videos or live streams like this come out, number one. Number two, if you like the content, you like that you took some time out of your day to spend with us for this content, don't forget to hit the like button. And of course, I'm looking at all of your comments, whether you're on Facebook or whether you're on YouTube, and I'm trying to answer as many of those questions as I possibly can. All right. And one last thing, for those of you who support the channel and you like what you see here, if you can, take a moment, share the link to this live stream on your social circles. Do that for me. Let's get more people into the room. Let's get this education out there. All right. Let's get what we do here in VectorVest out here. That goes for both the people on YouTube and the people on Facebook. Let's share what we're doing right now. All right. So with all of that, let's start to get into some of the stories that I have for today. Before we even look at more of what's going on in the market, we can see that we have a little bit of a mixed market. Only the NASDAQ is up today. All of the other major indices are down. And from our top stocks here, only one stock is going up today. Again, this is not a time to massive sell. This is not a time to massive buy. Mike says, do you think if it's a lower rate hike, the market moves up? I think that yes, because the market then sees that as a positive sign from the Fed that they don't need to raise the rates nearly as much to overcome inflation. So yes, I think if it only raises a quarter of a point, the market goes back and goes, wow, really? And I think it could take off. I think the 0.5, the 50 basis points is where the market thinks it should be. And I think if the market or the Fed feels it has to be more hawkish, they go up to 3/4 or 75 basis points. We'll see. I have no money in the market. Where do I start? IBM, Amazon, Costco? No. If you have no money in the market right now, Jazz, I think you sit still. All right, because the market's having a hard time making any clear direction in which way it really wants to go. I think cash is a position. I think you wait until the market shows clear signs of what it really, really, really wants to do. Just like the Spice Girls. Tell me what you want, what you really, really want. And I think that that's what's important. The market needs to see what we really, really want. All right. Remember, folks, if you haven't already, do me a favor, go out, share this right now. Let's get more people in the room as possible. So first story is the, oops, I got to get to my stories though. First story is, which one is that? Yep. Is the FOMC, the Fed, about to spark a massive stock market correction? Now that's on a lot of people's mind that with the rising of the interest rates going into the rising inflation, is that going to turn around and get us into a recession? I just recently did a video of, is there a recession on the horizon? And in that video, I pointed out some certain things to look for before you can actually say that we're in a recession. And one of those things was GDP, the gross domestic product, going down for 2 quarters in a row. Right now, it's gone down. It's contracted for 1 quarter. It needs to do it for another quarter. And then we can start to think about talking about a recession. So we'll look at that. The next major support is 2020 on what? On what indicator? D. Westminster says, I'm a 15-year-old VectorVester trying to hide in the strong VST stocks. Do you think this is a good idea? A 15-year If you're already in the market, I like those stocks, D. Westermeyer. I do. Those are good stocks. I think that people are going into more value stocks than growth stocks right now. I think that people are migrating into the nice longer term value stocks right now, not the growth stocks. That's my personal opinion. So we'll see what I don't think that the market is conducive for growth stocks just quite yet. All right, so that's my opinion in regards to that. All right, next one. Here's somebody that says inflation is turning a corner. Now, that goes to the point of disinflation, which means that inflation is still high but starting to pull back. So here's an argument for disinflation, that inflation is turning a corner. Now, the hard part is that if inflation is starting to pull back a little bit, and I don't know if that it is right now, but if it's still high but pulling back and we're still raising interest rates until inflation that's falling, that's going to be a problem. And that's where the Fed's head is coming into Wednesday. Is the market still booming? Is the market still going up? And if the market is still going up, that's going to have to temper how much they raise interest rates. So keeping that in mind, folks, Clyde says inflation not pulling back. I'm not sure just quite yet. I haven't seen anything that says that inflation is pulling back yet. PMI numbers came out today. They were a little lower. We all know what's happening with GDP. I'm hearing a lot that inflation might be pulling back. Didn't say that it's not high. All right, that's the difference between deflation and disinflation. Disinflation says that inflation is still high but pulling back a little bit. Deflation means that it's coming down. All right, so I don't know yet, Clyde, but I'm hearing a lot of chatter that inflation is pulling back a little bit. So until I can get a better answer, I can't say yes or no to that. I'm just regurgitating what I'm hearing out there. Does that make sense, Clyde? I'm a little thirsty today. All right, next story. Inflation surging. So this is very important. Surging in prices force consumers to ask, can I live without that? How many of you, type of one in the room, how many of you are starting to cut back on some of your things that you purchase right now? Type of one. If you're not and you're just going as status quo, you're just living your good life and you're still good to go, type of two in the room. All right. And this, outside of the Fed raising interest rates, this is another way for inflation to start to go away as well. Because if people, there we go, I got somebody on Facebook answering, thank you for that, Alex. If people are not willing to spend the money for this stuff, it's going to affect inflation, right? People are going to say, forget that. And one, with diesel hitting all-time high, how could inflation possibly pull back? Now, people look at inflation as things like all of the things that go up in price. That's what inflation is. And if they're not coming down in price, then how is inflation falling down? Another argument is that commodities are starting to fall. And if that's the case, then that's where inflation is. Oil, food, gas. But I'm with you that I'm not sure that there's a lot of companies that show that the commodities are falling like that to show disinflation. So, again, I'm going to do a video on this tomorrow. I'm really going to do a video on this tomorrow. Make sure you tune in to the 6 p.m. video tomorrow, which is going to give an education on those three terms: disinflation, stagflation, and recession. You don't want to miss that going into tomorrow. I bought in Carvana at 100. Do you expect to make my money back next year? I'm thinking that next year, if GDP does go down for another quarter, I'm thinking next year we're going to be in a recession. Here we go. 77 votes. Everybody, for the most part, most people are thinking about 0.5% or 50 basis point. About 14% of you think that it's going to be 3/4 or 75 basis points. All right, I just wanted to see what your heads were. Kevin says, one cutback on my car washes at Glenn's Folsom Car Wash. Joey, did you know that I had a car wash? And even if I had a car wash, why are you cutting back on one car wash at my car wash? A brother needs to eat, Kevin? Come on, bro. You gotta hook a
Yeah, I
brother
knew
up.
that.
Say again, Joey?
I knew that, yeah.
You knew what I had to go. Do you support my car wash?
No.
Wow. Thanks, buddy. Inflation is currently at 8.54. We're heading towards a recession in the next 18 months. I think that we're heading for a recession sometime early part of next year. I think it's even earlier than 18 months, but we'll see. That's just my opinion. That's my opinion. All right. Miss McClintock is here. Hi, Miss McClintock. All right. So I'm thinking that I saw the amount of people say that they're willing to cut back on stuff, and people are looking at cutting back on stuff. I totally understand that. But surging prices force consumers to ask, can I live without them? I'm thinking that that's going to happen more and more. Another company, Activision shares rise after Warren Buffett reveals Berkshire took a 9.51 stake. That's a growth company. Actually, that's a value company. Warren Buffett always looks at value companies that are beaten up and that are low that have the opportunity to go up higher. That's why he's Warren Buffett, and that's what he does. That's what he does. All right. One of my all-time favorite movies, Car Wash. Car Wash. Yeah, 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 yeah. Looking at the car wash. Yeah, yeah. I just took y'all back. Took y'all back to like the land with the high afros and yeah. Glenn, please give an answer to my question. Jazz, what did you ask? If you were talking about the question about being new to the market, and what was your question? Let's go back. What was your question? I thought I answered. There is a few companies doing stock splits this summer. Would you buy before or after the stock split? Listen, that's up to you. No. And when you back me in to a question that I can't honestly give you an answer on, I probably will bypass. I don't. That's up to you. That's totally up to you. Do you feel that after the split that the company is going to go higher? Then you buy it. If you're not sure, then you don't buy it. I am not a prognosticator, folks. I don't know that. I don't know that. All right. And I'm always going to give you a honest, real answer. So you got to determine to yourself, do you feel good about the company? If you do, if the split is bringing new people into a good company, then you buy before the split. If the company is just trying to get new people in and the company's not doing nearly as well as you think it should, and they're just trying to get new money in, if they're still running the company the same way that's keeping the price low, then you probably don't want to buy into that company. All right. David says, retired people like me call our money managers and tell them to get me out. You know something? I'm not, even in my 401k, I readjust my 401k when I feel the market is getting really bearish. I readjust to which funds my 401k invests in. All right. And I like doing that. And I think that VectorVest is really good on helping you to manage and maintain your retirement, to keep you in the safest stuff at the right time and keep you in the exploding stuff at the right time. So I use the VectorVest software for both occasions. All right. Warren Buffett, everybody listens to Warren Buffett. When Warren Buffett talks, everyone listens. I'm going to do a little short video today because Warren Buffett talked about crypto, saying that if you gave me all the crypto in the world for $25, I wouldn't buy it. That's a huge statement. There's a lot of crypto heads out there. How many of you consider yourselves to be a full-on bona fide crypto head, type of one in the room? If you don't give a flying flip about crypto, type of two in the room. All right, I'm curious to see what our audience is all about, because there's a lot of people on the whole YouTube channel that are all in on crypto. I'm trying to see where our people are who are here mostly. Where do you fit? And I see a lot of twos in here. I see a lot of 1.5 to 2s in here. Very interesting in that this is our audience and what they are looking for. Now, should we start doing a little bit more crypto videos? I think we are, but we've got to get a better understanding of the crypto space, because the VectorVest software doesn't track crypto. So, but a lot of twos in here. Interesting. A lot of twos. And I'm looking at the Facebook. I got a 1 and a 2 on Facebook. When I look on YouTube, there's a lot more 2s than 1. And you know something, the data and the content that we provide here on our YouTube channel, we try to accommodate everybody. And I think that we are at a point where we do need to do some more crypto videos, but we've got to be knowledgeable in the space. If the internet goes down, can't access crypto. That's pretty true, Bill. That you know, and I'm with you, George. I think that there is a side of crypto that tells me that it will be the future, especially when the metaverse comes out. When the metaverse is in full play, crypto is going to play a big role in how to transact business. There's going to be no ifs, ands, or buts about it because it's a metaverse, it's a virtual world. I'm not actually in the virtual world where I could pull out my wallet and pay somebody with money. So crypto is going to play a big role in the metaverse. Does VectorVest does track? We do track. You're right. We do track Coinbase, but it's not an actual crypto. Why expose yourself to hackers? Well, that's where the whole blockchain is supposed to be super safe to monitor what goes on to keep you safe from hackers. Wow, new lips. Coinbase usually follows the crypto market. They do, and we do track, I believe we do track Coinbase. Actually, we were online live on a live stream when it came out. All right. VJ, you got shut down a little bit there. Why do you? Oh my goodness! All right, I'm glad everybody can't see that. All right, so that could be a big move for Activision. Another one is U.S. struggles for direction after the Nasdaq's worst month since 2008. So when you look at that, and Wayne says there's a lot of crypto stolen. I'm gonna actually, when I do when we start looking at crypto, going to have to look at how safe it is. I understand that from the blockchains, they are safe. They're supposed to be safe, but maybe I got to do a deeper dive into it. Maybe Fireblazer says, and yet we hear of scams and hacks of crypto. 2, I don't understand crypto mining. That's all. There's a whole ecosystem when it comes down to crypto. There's a whole ecosystem that starts from the miners to the blockchains to the coins. There is a whole ecosystem on how it all works. And one of the things that I have said in the past, if you are going to get into crypto, I would look at one of each one of those things. I would look at one miner, I would look at one blockchain, and I would look at one crypto. And that way you could be well diversified in that crypto space. If it's so secure, police should be able to arrest scammers. Well, police ain't able to arrest scammers just in general. Not just crypto, but just in general, Fireblazer. Think about that. It's tough. Smart crypto investors keep their crypto in a cold wallet and avoid hackers. See, again, these are terms that we need to get a better understanding of before we actually start to really get into reporting on the crypto world. All right. Cryptocurrency is legal in India now. Interesting. It's garnering attention. And crypto is taking a seat at the big boy table as far as investments. It is. All right, how about Fidelity? I just did a story that Fidelity was the first broker looking to help you invest in crypto in your retirement account. So crypto, folks, is making leaps and strides. But when someone like Warren Buffett said, stay away from it, people will listen. So I think that we need to do some reporting on it in regards to how safe it is, what it's really all about, to give you guys a lot more understanding on it. We own some Coinbase ETFs, so I pay some attention to it. I got you. See? All right. So Nasdaq's worst month since 2008. That kind of sucks, right? Another stock that's up today, Blue Apron shares 70.5 million planned capital infusion. Anybody's going to put a whole bunch of money into your company, that's going to make your company look good, right? It's going to make your price go higher. Kevin O'Leary makes a good point to invest in the software side of crypto. If you are a VectorVest subscriber, I'm going to show you what you have access that I've made for you from a crypto standpoint. All right, another stock that we've talked about, I did a video on it, Mullen. Mullen is up today on the news that the electrical vehicle maker is taking steps to accelerate the production of its electric cargo van. And that's going to be big. Now, why was Mullen getting hit? Because they were under attack by a short seller. Hindenburg went after them hard as a short seller. But, maybe is Mullen wiping that off their shoulders and keep on moving and just like say, forget all of that. We're going to show the world of investing that we are a viable company and that we don't need to be shorted like that because we can make money. So they're getting ready to ramp up production because I think with any EV, what makes them worth their weight in salt is their ability to provide product, inventory. And we've got a lot of EVs out there going after the big boy, which is Tesla. GM says they're going to make a big run to overtake Tesla. I think that's a big hill to go up. That's a big hill to go up. But we'll see. On Facebook, Jacques says personal bank accounts are a much bigger scam target. I'm thinking when you're talking about scamming in the crypto world, scamming just in general is jacked up. All right, it is. It just is. Crypto's sweeping the floor right now. I don't disagree with that. Crypto's getting smoked like a pound of bacon. You know how I like bacon, right? Crypto's getting beat up. I'm thinking that in a moment, all it takes is a tweet from Elon Musk about Doge, and Doge will move up. I think when Elon Musk bought Twitter, that pushed crypto up a little bit. Why? Because I think that Elon Musk's desire and like of crypto can be put on blast on Twitter. And I'm thinking that I did a story that could Dogecoin be the coin of Twitter? And with Elon Musk liking the stock, it could be. It's already talked about that they're willing to pay vendors in crypto. So crypto could get a move just because of the Twitter move. All right. I did a video on that. Check that out. Twitter could be moving crypto. That's another video that's been done on our channel. So take that out. Can you give me some Tesla shares? Joey can. Joey, VJ says, can you send him some Tesla shares? Joey can take care of that for you. Do you think Twitter will be placed under a future umbrella of Elon Musk's X company? I don't know. I haven't the slightest idea. I don't know. I just don't know. All right, so Mullen was rocking and rolling. The story came out about the Hindenburg report. It got smoked, but I like this. That I like the company. I'm a big fan of many EV companies. Mullen is one of them, and we'll see. We'll see if they ramp up. If they can bring up production, that'd be good for them. They'll be able to sell cars, and Hindenburg may have to back off. All right, another story. How about Amazon? Wow, that was a big story. Amazon got smoked. Jeff Bezos lost $20 billion. That's a lot of dough. Joe, you got that $20 billion you owe me? Is he listening? Sigh. If he got that $20 billion, I need that. I'm gonna have to go help Jeff Bezos out. Lost $20 billion on Friday when Amazon stock died. So that was big. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money to you and me. It may not look like as much money. That's still a lot of money. Inflation is making me healthy. Cold showers, fasting, and I'm walking everywhere. Inflation is making me healthy. Why? Because you pull back off a lot of different things. I hear you. That's kind of funny, Tabula. I hear you. All right. So what other story? I have one. Remember I told you what to look at coming in the next couple of quarters. You're going to see a lot of M&As. You're going to see a lot of buybacks. What was my third one? There was three things: M&As, buybacks. I forget what my third one was. There was another one. Dang it! Anybody remember what that was? Amazon 0.54 on timing. Well, that just goes to show that it's not in an uptrend. All right, makes a good entry on the split. It does. If you're talking about Amazon, it does. But and you know something, now this is a company that I think overall will do well. But Amazon has got their hands in a couple of different things, which helps to keep them profitable. They are the biggest retailer. They are the biggest non brick and mortar retailer out there. My wife goes away for a week, and every day I come home and there's a box sitting on the stoop. I'm like, what the flying flip? Every day. But that's my wife, and I think that she single-handedly keeps Amazon in business. My wife is the person. Mrs. Tompkins is the person that keeps Amazon in business. I'm just trying to tell you. All right. Spirit rejects JetBlue takeover bid. Stocks sticks with Frontier offer. So there's three companies in here: Spirit, JetBlue, and Frontier. But so Frontier looks like it's going to buy Spirit. I'm telling you that a lot of these lower companies towards the bottom of the totem pole, are going to start to get bought by the bigger companies. They're going to start to get bought by the bigger companies. So I've been averaging down on Amazon. I love the dip. I am a diamond hands on Amazon. One thing that we will never do, I'm not a big fan of averaging down. I'd rather let the company come to me and buy it rather than buy it down, because you never know how low you can go. But I understand the averaging down, you're averaging down your cost. That's why it's called dollar cost averaging. As the stock's price go down, I'd rather be in a situation where I'm making money on the stock and I'm taking advantage of the move to the upside from the beginning. That's my personal opinion there too. That's my opinion there too. All right, so I need to put Frontier in there. Let's get into the software. Before we go to look at the stocks that have made the big news, let's go see what's going on in the market. The VIX is up today, so high volatility. Look at that. When the price of the VIX, which is the volatility on the S&P 500, when the price of the VIX is above the value of 20, there's a lot of volatility in the market, and we're at 34 right now. The market going into the Fed decision on Wednesday, there's a lot of fear in the market. All right, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Maria says, bacon is bad for you, Glenn, just because I care. Listen, I thank you for that, Maria, but bacon is so good to me. It may not be good for me, but it tastes oh so good. How many people feel that bacon tastes oh so good? Type of one in the room. Man, oh man, I can eat bacon for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And Maria, I know Roger says, yes, I'm with Maria. You should I should give all my bacon to you, Roger. I should give all my bacon to you. Listen, that ain't happening. You know something? I love you guys to death, but I don't like you that much to give up my bacon. I'm just trying to tell you. I love all of you. I do. I love all of you, but I'm not trying to give up my bacon. All right, so I'm looking at the VIX. The VIX is up. I'm looking at the Russell. Interesting that normally when the VIX is up and there's fear in the market, people are not investing in the lower dollar or the lower cap stocks. All right, the lower dollar or the lower cap stocks usually tend to go down. This is a very interesting day. All right, let's go into the graphs. Let's go into the graphs. I'm going to set up my 4 graphs looking at the Dow, looking at the SPY, looking at the Qs, and looking at the VVC. Let's go see what they're all doing today. Let's go put it on my quad thingy. Quad thingy. Let's go move all of these over. I'm going to make these nice and clear for us. And then I'm going to take out the fill mode. There we go. Here's all of our indices today. The market, for the most part, you can see just about all of the markets are sitting in a little bit of a channel. The Dow is definitely sitting in a channel, having a hard time getting out of its own way. Why? Because the market doesn't have any definite direction. Jacques says, Jacques, man, you guys on Facebook are not talking very much. You guys are just listening. And that's all right. I'm okay with that. Nothing to Jeff Bezos. You talk about the $20 billion loss, Maria. I don't disagree with you. But I do like Wayne. Bacon is good for the soul. D. Westermeyer says VIXI on the VectorVest is rarely rated a buy, but has been since last week. I've profited from that. I'm a big fan of leveraging my portfolio with the VIX or the UVIXI, big time. All right. Now, as we watch what's going on live, look at all of the major indices starting to take a bump up, bouncing off of levels of support. Everything bouncing off a level of support and moving higher. Could the market be in for a little bit of a rebound today? As we are live right now, we can see it. I'm looking at 3 and 8 exponential moving averages. It looks like they've crossed on all of them. But we'll see if the market has the wherewithal to keep moving higher as we see the market doing some what I call Loch Nessy, just like the Loch Ness Monster. That's what these patterns look like the Loch Ness Monster. So right now, is today a day to go out and buy stocks? The answer to that is no. Is today a good day to panic sell? The answer to that is no. Jacques gave me a stock AR coming back nicely. All right, I think that if we have some time, I'll look at some of your stocks today. All right, don't get bacon on your burger from Wendy's. It's not cooked fresh. Thank you for that, Jazz. I didn't know that. All right, so all of the major indices are pretty much telling us to just sit on our hands today or just manage the trades that we're currently in. All right, let's look at the stocks that made the big news. All right, let's make the stocks that made the big news. I'm going to see if I can get Frontier Airlines on here. Frontier Group. Is that it? Is this the airline? Can anybody back me up on that? ULCC? Is that the airline? Yes or no? Yes or no? Somebody. Is that the airline? I'm looking. Nobody's saying nothing. Is that the airline? Anybody? All right. I'm going to use it as the airline. I think it. Well, I'll find out. Let's go ULCC Frontier Group. Let's go see where it sits. Yep, Transportation Airlines. I figured it out. All right, you guys were so slow. Now, Batman, you want to say, yes, it is. So slow. But thank you for answering nonetheless. All right, so there it is. Here's the stocks that made the big news. The big thing that jumps out to me right away is that the majority of these stocks are sell. Even though these are news-driven today, they are slow. Batman said, I had to look it up. Man, you got to look it up faster, bro. You got to hook me up faster. That's all right. We now know that it is. All right, but Frontier Group is in that space. But look at all of these stocks are sells with the exception of Activision. All right, this is the one that Warren Buffett got into. Out of these stocks that are sell recommendations, which stocks have the best upside potential? Look at that, JetBlue. JetBlue was going after Frontier, but was going after Spirit. Spirit said, no, we don't want you. We want Frontier. Well, if I'm looking at it, Spirit Airlines, JetBlue has got better upside potential. Let me move this over. JetBlue's got better upside potential. They grow their earnings at 42% a year, whereas they said, well, we want to go to Frontier. Frontier is growing their earnings at 37% a year. It should outperform a AAA corporate bond by 21%, where JetBlue should outperform it by 51%. Why would Spirit Airlines say no to JetBlue, who looks like it's possibly the stronger company? It is undervalued, where Frontier is fairly valued. Why would Spirit Airlines say no to JetBlue and say yes to Frontier? Looks like JetBlue is the stronger company. Interesting. It's their choice. Here's Spirit Airlines, about fairly valued. Clearly, though, JetBlue is undervalued. All three airlines, as I highlight them all three airlines should have upside potential. None of them have a safety above 1, and none of them have an RT above 1. But airline travel is expected to pick up coming into the summer, even though airlines are charging more money for tickets. Interesting that people are really willing to get away because they've been locked down for 2 years, that they're willing to spend more money due to inflation. How many of you out there are willing to spend more money to travel. Type of 1, if you're not willing to spend more money to travel right now. Type of 2. I think that's an interesting question. How many people are that fed up by being locked in for 2 years that you are willing to spend more money due to inflation to travel? Now, as I'm looking, I got a lot of 2s and I got a lot of 1s. So it looks like it's mixed. Facebook feed people, what you got to say? Only if I'm driving, I refuse to put up with TSA garbage. I hear that. I hear that. I am traveling and paying first class. So not only are you going to buy higher price because of first class, you're going to do higher price and inflation driven. Interesting. I fly free due to employer. Lynette, from me to you, can you hook a brother up? Reach out to me. Hit me up. Email address glennt@vectorvest.com. 2 N's. All right. Hook a brother up, Lynette. That's all I got to say. All right. Travel is good for your mental health. I don't disagree with that. And I think that people are willing to pay more money, whether it, especially because the prices are higher. Nick on Facebook says, I keep traveling, but paying more. There are still bargains. There you go. All right. So I was just wanting to get a feel of what you guys felt as far as the airlines are projecting that they're going to have good next quarter because people are wanting to get out. Can't travel when you're 80 years old and tired. And Scott, I hear you. People have a lot of cash not spending it for 2 years. I don't know if people really do have a lot of cash. Even though the pandemic was going on, bills still had to get paid. I still paid my bills, and there was a lot of relief to a lot of people. I didn't get any of it. I didn't get any of it, but there's a lot of people that got a lot of stimulus. I honestly think that we gave way too much stimulus out. I understand why we did it, but I think we gave away too much stimulus. And maybe that's where John's point is, having a lot of cash and not spending it. And it is what it is. It is what it is. They're afraid the government not approve merger with Jet. Oh, they may be afraid of the government. Oh, is that why? Do they think that they're going with Frontier rather than JetBlue because they think that it could be some kind of monopoly type of deal? Is that what you're thinking about, Harry? That they went with the, for the lack of a better word, weaker company than JetBlue because JetBlue is big? Because JetBlue is bigger than Frontier? That maybe putting Frontier and Spirit together competes a little better with JetBlue? Could be. I heard lots of people took advantage of that stimulus money, and now the government is going, how are you going to go after them? Well, how are you going to know what I did with the stimulus money? How are you going to go? Listen, I don't know. Well, Lynn never reached back out to me about that plane. What is it? Who is that? Not Batman. Lynette. Lynn, I'm still looking for you to see if you can hook me up. All right. And if you can't, that's fine. I totally understand. You can be like, yo, I can't hook you up. And I'll be like, that's okay. All right. Amazon getting beaten up because of their earnings, down another 3% today. Innate Wisdom says on tax returns in Canada, that's I think y'all were talking. I went to Calgary and walked on the snow in Lake Louise. You got to go, Glenn. One of the few places I have not been is Canada. I've never been to Canada. Hey, Joey, have you ever been to Canada? I've never been to Canada.
Several times.
You've been to Canada?
Yep.
I've never been to Canada. I just think that Canada is always cold. I don't like that.
Nah,
I think it's always cold.
it's nice.
It is?
Yeah,
Joey
I always
says
go in
not.
the summer though.
Huh?
I always go in the summer.
You always go in the summer. The Fireblazer said, shame on me. I'm just telling you how I feel. I just think Canada is cold all the time. It just seems cold. It's close to the North Pole. I think Santa and Canada are good friends. That's what I think. Roger says Canada is beautiful in the summer. Me and only family. I have been to Canada. Okay, I got you, Lynette. So it's only for you and family. I got you. Not cold, dry cold. No, don't even start with the dry cold, going with the dry heat. Nuh-uh. Cold is cold and hot is hot. Cold, cold is cold and hot is hot. Oh my, that's terrible. No, it's not always cold. Come in July, August, and in the fall. Beautiful natural scenery. Okay, Karen. Me and my wife may have to take a trip to Canada. Actually, she's getting ready to go on a cruise, an Alaskan cruise, and part of it takes her into Canada. So she'll be in Canada. She'll be in Canada. So is Canada the 51st state of the USA? No, it is not. All right, what else is in here? Mullen, another sell. It's down today, even with the news of them ramping up production. Let's go see what the best ones are. Let's go take a look at them on my graph. Right click. So, Apron is up because of the infusion of money. Activision is up because of the Buffett. JetBlue, JetBlue is going after Spirit Airlines, but Spirit would like to go with Frontier rather than JetBlue, but it's up today. Let's view the stock graph of these. Apron, a little bit of nice move up today with that news. Not fading the gap today. Let's go see that. There's where the stock's price on the first bar stop. Not fading the gap. If I go back a day, nice gap up from Friday. Still holding above it. If it falls back below, it starts fading the gap. Watch out. The next one is Activision. Warren Buffett bought into it. Let's go see where it is. A little steady sideways move on the stock. Volume sold off a little bit. The morning was big, but sold off a little bit today. Volume did. The stock's price is still moving sideways. And JetBlue, wow, it gapped down from Friday. No, it didn't. It just traded lower than Friday. Here's the 930 candle. It did. It gapped down just a little bit. Rebounded nicely, but sitting back at a current level of the intraday level of support, sitting at $11.04. Nicely hit it 3 times today. Look at that. Beautiful level of support hit 3 times today. Let's see if it can hold up. All right, so those are my stocks out of the stories today that are moving up higher today. ATV is up because of the Buffett. Talk about it. Michael, I know that. We talked about that, right? We talked about that, why it was going up. Stan didn't invite you up to Canada, Glenn. No, he has. Y'all need to tell Stan to invite me to Canada. That's what you need to do. Tell Stan that he needs to invite me to Canada. That might be good. All right, let's clear that. And let's go earnings this week. Man, there's a lot of stocks reporting earnings. I got 45 of the most popular stocks in the list here today. Let's go see which ones have the higher probability of beating earnings. Regeneron, AMD, Berkshire, Logitech, ON Semiconductor, Pfizer's coming out this week, Sony, Avis, Marriott, Moody's, the New York Times. All of these have relative safeties above 1. That means that they have a higher probability of meeting or exceeding earnings this week. The other side of that, though, there is another side of that. The other side of that is going to be forward guidance. I've got no indicator against forward guidance. Now, I'm thinking that many of these companies will beat or exceed earnings. I'm thinking that companies won't start missing earnings due to interest rates going higher until quarter 3 or quarter 4. Once that starts happening, companies start missing earnings, it's going to put us into a bear market overall. Now, a lot of you out there may say that we're currently in a bear market, and I don't disagree with you. But from a macro sense on our market climate graph, we're still in a bull market, but earnings has started to level off. Our ETI, or earnings trend indicator, is leveling off, but S&P 500 earnings is still rising. Companies are still making money, right? So we'll keep all that in mind. Oh, Drew says the Northern Lights is a must-see. I've never seen the Northern Lights. Joey, have you seen the Northern Lights? I've never seen the Northern Lights. Glenn, you have to go to Canada and have some Canadian bacon. Listen, if it's bacon. Roger said, that's not Canadian bacon is like ham, ain't it? Doesn't matter. It still tastes good. I get it on the Egg McMuffin. That's Canadian bacon. That look good to me. That's Canadian. But Roger said, that's not bacon. Dang, Roger. Joey says, nah, he hasn't seen the Northern Lights. Something, I think that would be pretty. I've only seen it in pictures. I bought the XPL heavy at the top, Should I hold it long term or get out and take a loss? Oh man, you got to look at a graph of it. Sigh. SPXL. Got to look at a graph of it. That's where you get your answers, not from me. I am just a dude. But looking at it, what's this stock doing? Oh, that's tough. You bought heavy at the top. Listen, you got to know when to get. How long ago did you buy? You bought. Yeah, man. And that's why you need a software like VectorVest or some tool to help you. There's no reason why you should have still been in the stock past this point right here. That's where the 3-8 cross. Let's go give this stock a little bit more room, and let's go put on my swing one, which is looking at a 20-day exponential moving average. That would have gotten you out here. There's no reason why you should still be in the stock, but you got to make the decision. You got to make that decision. Look at that. The stock's price is just going down. So that's the way I'm going to answer that question. You got to understand it. I'm not a broker, VN, and I can't tell you what stocks to buy and sell, but I can analyze it. It's a sell. It's below a moving average. It's going down in price. I don't know what more you need to know, VN, in making that decision. You make the call. You remember the old football commercial? You make the call. And VN, that's what I'm telling you right now. Only you can make that call. I wouldn't hold it. It broke through a level of support. It broke through another level of support. It's right now trading at a new 3-month low, and it's a sell. There you go. That's what I got to say about that. All right, so a lot of stocks reporting this week, but keep in mind, I think a lot of them are going to beat earnings. I think that the forward guidance, a lot of the things that's going to affect forward guidance is going to be the rising interest rates, and it's going to be China because Shanghai is still under a whole lot of shutdown. You know how much stuff comes out of Shanghai? And if you keep them shut down off and on, you know how that's going to affect supply? Think about that, folks. All right, I'll talk a little bit about that in tomorrow's video as well. All right, fastest sectors. What sectors are moving the fastest right now? Let's go to Unisearch. Let's do a delta on sectors, 10-day RT delta. Let's go peep that out. And any opinion on VU? Yeah, Gary, I got to go look at the stock. Only 2 sectors are going up right now. That's office and home. Let's go to home. Let's view the stocks in that sector. Now, you know me. I'm not going to give you everything. There's 43 stocks in this sector. Let's look at the top 5 moving stocks in this sector. This is in the home sector. It was up positive. One of the only 2 sectors that's up positive was over the last 2 days by RT Delta. Let's go take a look at the top 4. Ooh, Weber. I like me some Weber. iRobot, home stuff. All right. As a matter of fact, I grilled out yesterday, talking about home stuff. I grilled out yesterday. My wife, huh?
What'd you make?
Oh, I made 2 ribeyes. I grilled them on the grill. I made 2 ribeyes. My daughter was home for a couple of days. I got us 3 pieces of salmon, all about that big. So I grilled the salmon. We had the ribeyes. I made broccoli. I made corn. And I made pasta with shrimp. I went all out. I went all out. All right.
My invite was lost.
Say again?
My invite must have got lost.
No, yeah, it must have, because I invited you, Joey. I did.
I know you did.
Man, I grilled and it was good. My wife came home and she hugged me and kissed me and she was like, "Oh my gosh, you really did miss me." I said, "Yes. Now hush up and eat." And then I got a smack. But yeah, I wanted to grill yesterday. So I have a charcoal grill, but I also have I got a flat top. I got what's that company?
Blackstone.
I got a Blackstone flat top too. I didn't use that yesterday. And then I got a smoker. You keep talking about food, you are going to lose viewers because they leave for lunch. And how many of you are hungry? Type of 1 in the room. How many? Am I making any of you hungry? All right, type of one in the room. All right, so that wasn't by design. As I look at this stock, nice up move today, but man, look at the stock. If the sector is rising over the last couple of weeks, could this be a good early entry? The stock is going down. Nice up day today. Love the earnings per share on the stock. All right, so interesting. Monica says on Facebook, yes, a one. Listen, but that was some good eating yesterday. Good Lord. I've got a pound of bacon thawing right now. Roger, woo-wee. That's what I'm talking about. I need me some of that bacon. All right, let's go to the next one. Ooh, Weber. And this is what made me think about that I grilled out yesterday. Hey Joey, do you have a Weber grill? I only have a charcoal grill now. I used to have a charbroil. I think I want to get another gas grill. My wife is going to kill me. She's like, that's what she's going to say. And I can't even hide it. So I think I am going to get another gas grill. Going to get another gas grill to go with my charcoal. I like charcoal. Huh?
Charcoal's the way to go.
I think charcoal is the way to go. Do you have a gas grill or just 2 charcoal grills?
All charcoal.
You have all charcoal?
Yep. Sold
Nice.
my gas to Dave. Dave has it.
I still think I am going. My flat top is gas. I'm thinking about getting another gas grill as well. I don't know. But Weber, look at that. You would think that it should start picking up because of the summer, but earnings don't look so good on it. They're not making money. I'm wondering if that turns around because of the summer. I wonder if that starts turning around because of the summer. How about a Blackstone? I got a Blackstone, Roger. John, I got a Blackstone. It's a Blackstone flat top. You know what I might really get? The egg. Now, isn't that like $50 billion to buy the egg? It's a lot of money to buy the egg. Can you do both grill? Can you do charcoal and gas, or is it all gas? Or is it all charcoal? I don't know. But I'm thinking that this space should pick up going into the summer. All right, I'm thinking that this space should pick up. Bill says, I love my Traeger wood pellet grill. That's on Facebook. Now, I've heard a lot about pellet. I just don't know if I want it. I don't know. There you go. George is on YouTube says everybody needs a Traeger. Now, like that, Roger says, I've got a gas charcoal dual fuel smoker. Ooh, I like that. All right, keep your eye on Weber. Again, the sector is up nicely over the last couple of weeks. Look at iRobot. Are people spring cleaning and it's starting to go up? Look at the bounce off support. Still below the 20-day exponential moving average, but love the rising earnings per share in a space that's gone up over the last 2 weeks. I'm liking when I do this because it does give you an idea of what's on the move. MNSO, Minnesota Group, House Miscellaneous Wares. I'm not feeling this one as much, but I'm thinking that iRobot's got some legs to move. I'm thinking Weber might pick up. Now, because of inflation, do people not? Quick question. Do you think that the normal summer buys, the cyclical stocks, will still be bought this year because of inflation? Type of 1, if you think stocks like Weber have good upside this year. Type of 2, that inflation is going to slow them down. All right, I like that question. Type of 1, if you think that the summer cyclical stocks will move up this year. Type of 2, if inflation is going to hold them back. All right, still keeping in mind that people have been locked down for a couple of years. Maybe they want to get out and start to do this stuff. All right. Blackstone is actually the largest manufacturer of portable grills. Fun fact. Thank you, Mr. Westermeyer. I'm just curious to know. All right. So those are the stocks, the top 4 stocks or so out of a sector that's moving up. I run this again, and by way of our RT Delta, it's up about 3% over the last 2 weeks. Notice that I don't have a lot of sectors that are on the rise. All right, the market is showing that we're moving down overall, blah, 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 blah. It's making it hard for me to see what's trending higher. All right, Weber can't get out of its own way. Weber is a lot of money. No, not Weber. The egg is a lot of money. All right. What else is on my viewers? Industry ETFs. Where's the money going today? Let's go peep that out. All the money is going to natural gas. Natural gas is, man, natural gas, oil. All right. Oil, energy. That's where the money is going. I'm looking at ETFs that cover just about every aspect. What is that? Consumers. What is that? Let's go view the stock analysis report. What is this? Let's see what that says. ETF sector telecom services, communication services. That's what that is. Communication services is up 0.8% today. So I always like to look at where the money is going today. I do have some speculative plays for you. How many of you saw the video? Oh my gosh. How many of you saw the video that I made about five long-term winners? Type of one in the room. A lot of those stocks I get from a search within the VectorVest software that I've created called cheap long-term stocks. Very special. Now, a couple of people said in the comments that, oh, I don't see that in my VectorVest software. You're right, because I did this variation. Stock price, I want it low dollars. Thanks for sharing that video, says Monica on Facebook. I wanted lower dollar stocks, so stocks less than $20. Average volume, because I'm looking at lower dollar stocks, I wanted a lot more volume than just 100,000 shares. So I wanted 250,000 shares. And this is what makes it unique to VectorVest, is that the relative value cast on the scale between 0 and 2 had to be above 1.1. And the relative safety still cast on that scale between 0 and 2 had to be above 1.1. And I showed you a portfolio. I have to show you another portfolio as well. I showed you a portfolio of cheap long-term stocks. It's down today, but overall, since the beginning of the year, a lot of the stocks that I found in that search is up over 13%. When I did the video, it was up over 16%. But nonetheless, look at the equity curve of the portfolio trading those stocks. All right. So it was based off of a unit search that anybody in this room can make. And Joey put a link to that video, 5 long-term winners. So when I go back to my viewers tab, when I give you a lot of my speculative plays, it comes from a search like that. I've got some stocks in here. Let's go see which ones are up the most. Apron, we already know about Apron, what's going on. Let's see what else. 1, 2, 3, 4. These stocks are even lower than just $20. These are really speculative plays. Well, that's what this is. This is all about speculative plays. Let's go right click. Let's go see if any of these plays are worth it for you. Wow, look at that. That's just today. That's just today. Let's go put this on a 3-month graph. All right, big jump up today. Why do I like it? Let's go put on my trading. The 3 and the 8. Look at the 3 and the 8 just crossing today. I like that on good volume. This could be a good speculative play. Notice that relative value and relative safety are not good. This is strictly a speculative play. All right, let's go look at the next one. Here's Lukong Tech. I think that's probably a Chinese company. 3 and the 8 just crossed on good volume today, but it stopped at a value of 59 cents, which is a level of resistance. Another level of resistance is 64. Keep your eye on these. Keep in mind, these are not stocks for you to go buy today. These are stocks that I think are very speculative, but by way of technical indicators like moving averages and volume. How about this? Lynette, this is a drug generic, only 74 cents, but the 3 and the 8 is crossed on good volume. Something to keep your eyes on. All right, when I say these are speculative plays, folks, these are a lot of buying pressure right here, but could be a little bit of a hanging man, which could be a reversal pattern. These are all stocks that I want you to keep your eyes on from a speculative perspective. That's all. All right. Today's big movers. This comes from a search called price volume, not price volume boomers. What's the search? Search. Let's go to searches, price volume. Price volume, Glenn. Hello. These are daily boomers percent price change. That's where these stocks come from. Let's go back to the viewers. Today's big movers. I got 20 stocks. Why did I put 20 stocks in here? Anyway, let's go look at what's moving up the most. We already know about Apron. Here's 3 more stocks. Let's right click, view the stock graph. These are all news-driven moves up today. All right, ACCD, just an up day today. Am I really? It's just a big mover today. I don't know if I really like it. I need some more fadation of the gap before I'm ready to take that stock. What else is in here? Wow, HTH or REIT, not only the 3-8 cross, but it blew right through a level of resistance of 29.38. Look at that big volume. Keep your eye on that too. What else is in here? Sonex is trading right at a level of support. The 3 and 8 are about to cross. Volume has been pretty steady. Something else to keep your eye on, especially by way of the 3 and 8 exponential moving average. And GFF, 3 and 8 crossed on Friday, continuation today, and still trailing above a level of resistance of 21.10 on good volume. And RT just went above 1, and it just got a buy recommendation. It's a lot going on. How many of you know about this company? Type of 1. All right, type of 1 in the room. Michael said, type of 2, if you know about this company, type of 2. If you don't know about this company, type of 2. If you don't know about this company, type of 2. LCI being reported a loss since last year, but was a high dollar stock a few years ago. Could this be starting to move back up, Michael? Could be. Could be. I see a lot of 2s. That's good. You know me, every week I try to bring something new to the table. Monica on Facebook says no as well. Excellent. You know me, I try to put something in your hands that you could take a look at, and this coming out of my speculative place. All right. What else I got to show you? Weekly watch list. I'm sitting at 106. I won't look at your stocks today. I had a lot to cover today. Wall Street bet stocks. Which stocks are being talked about on Wall Street bets? Here's the biggest movers. AMD is on this list. What else is on this list? Robinhood. I think Patrick did a good presentation in last week's dual cast with him and I on afternoon market action. He thinks that Robinhood's going to go away. We'll see. He thinks Robinhood's going to go away. We'll see. I remember when they were trading a lot higher than $10. We got them valued at $7.31. Not a good stock. Sell recommendation. We'll see. All right, what else is on here? AMD is up 1.49%. Palantir, a stock which I own, is up 0.1% on Wall Street bets. Google is on here. Who else is on here? GME is on here, losing money. AMC, big meme stocks. AMC on there, losing money. So, be careful with that. All right, Joey, put me back on the main page. All right, listen, if you haven't already, like I said, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell icon, own decision on where we are. A lot of people are saying a lot of different things, and you're caught up in the quagmire of trying to understand who's right. Au revoir, sayonara, aloha to all my peeps in Hawaii. Bom dia, salam, shalom, namaste, yasu. See ya.